Syncing the audio in 3, 2, 1. Aloha, everyone, and welcome back to Small Talks, where the mic is on, the walls are down, and there is nothing too small to talk about. Today, I just wanted to come on here and talk about something that I feel like a lot of people deal with, and that's starting when you're not ready, doing it scared. Because honestly, if I waited until I felt fully confident about something, a lot of things in my life would not have happened. And I feel like it all comes down to fear. How fear can control us, how fear can make us feel safe, and how fear can lead us to making decisions just to keep us safe or what we think is safe. And I feel like a lot of those decisions that we make that keep us in those cycles are why we get stuck in those cycles. We're too scared to get out of our comfort zone. And my rebuttal to that is so cheesy. And it's something as simple as you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And for me, I want to try, at least, just try to make that shot. And each shot that I make, I will learn from it. If it's too far, then I'll be like, okay, maybe now is not the time to do it. But am I just going to give up on it? Or am I going to take steps forward to get towards that goal? Or am I just going to, it's whatever. It's too far. Never mind. Learn from it. You learn that, okay, maybe I'm not strong enough to reach that one right now. But it's the mindset that you give yourself that really propels you forward or back. If you believe that you can do it, you're going to keep working towards it. But if you tell yourself that you can't, boom, you can't. You literally can't. When your body and your mind tells yourself you can't do something and you don't even try, your body automatically just knows, I can't do that. And one example I can relate to in fear being something that tries to stop me is this podcast. I've said this many times before in previous episodes. I was scared to start this, and being scared and telling myself that it's not going to work out, I can't do it, that made me not buy microphones. That made me not buy lights. That made me not buy a tripod. It made me not put time and effort into planning it. But the minute I told myself, you can do this, this is so in reach, no matter how good or bad it goes, all you can do is learn from it. And you guys might get sick of me saying that all the time, learn from it and keep moving forward. But truly, that's how I healed myself. That's how I healed a lot of me. And going back to what I was saying, starting this podcast was something that I've been wanting to do for such a long time. And I have all these great ideas and I have all these exciting things that I want to do for the podcast and for myself and for the people listening, those people that I'm trying to reach out to. But when I started believing in myself, it truly changed my mindset. Another situation that I can really relate this topic to is when I was moving out here to the mainland. Growing up in the Hawaiian Islands and never really stepping foot outside of that other than when I was playing volleyball. But anyways, moving from Hawaii to Kentucky was such a scary thing. And for a long time, I was doubting that I wanted to do it, and I didn't think that I could do it, or I was too scared, and I was so close to really pulling out of that scholarship. But I really took the time to reflect and to start feeding myself positive thoughts like, Gavin, you did this. You got a volleyball scholarship to college, to a college. And this is your ticket to get out of this island and to go explore and to start your life. And honestly, look at where I am now. I had a journey from then and now, but it has been such a blessing to do all the things that I did. Leaving Hawaii was probably one of the best things that I've done for myself. Yet, as a 17-year-old, freshly graduated kid, I didn't know that. I never knew. And you never know what's coming next. And the uncertainty, it is what people fear. But instead of fearing that uncertainty, why can't we embrace it? And instead of thinking about, oh my gosh, what's the next bad thing that's going to happen? Why don't we think about what's the next good thing that's going to happen? What's the next best thing that's going to happen for me? What am I going to do for myself? What opportunities am I going to take to better myself? And with those two situations, starting the podcast and leaving for college, in both cases, I was my biggest enemy. My doubt that I fed myself is really what stopped me. And I see that in so many of my friends, so many of my coworkers, so many of my volleyball teammates. And I see it in myself a lot too. So I'm not here to judge for letting that fear control you sometimes. But what I'm here to do is to make people realize that we can't let that happen. But for both of those topics about starting my podcast and leaving Hawaii, fear was abundant. Fear spoke louder than the truth. And the truth was, I don't know what's going to happen. And there's no way to prepare other than to just do it. There's no time that I'll be ready. And that ties into what I'm about to talk about next. The myth of being ready. When are you ever ready for anything? When are you ever ready? Actually ready? Maybe like if you're standing on a diving board, yeah, and you're looking down at the water and you're like, okay, I'm ready. Maybe in those cases, but in life, you're never really ready for anything. You never know what's going to happen next. And that's why you need to find the motivation for yourself. You need to find that motivation to stand up and take the next step. Because guess what? No one's going to do it for you. No one is going to do it for you. The only person who can control yourself is you. And that's another topic that I would love to get into. But I'm just going to start by saying you can't control nobody else but yourself. So don't worry about it. Obviously, if you have a significant other or a family member, care for sure. But never think that you can control that person. Because you can't. To an extent, of course, they will respect you. But the only person you can actually move is yourself. You're not going to walk. You're not going to take that next step forward unless you tell your brain to move that foot. So, yeah, just being ready is such a myth. Oh, do it when you're ready. Do it when you're ready. I hate when people tell me that because I'm not ready. And if I listen to that advice of do it when you're ready, I will never get anything done. If I'm being honest, in most cases in my life, a lot of the things that I did, I was totally unprepared for. I was totally not ready. I just head first dive in. And there was a lot of blessings with that, and there was a lot of unfortunate events, but I gained the experience. I learned from it. Again, experience, learn. It's all it is. But it's a myth. Feeling ready, my personal opinion on it is that it's a myth. And I feel like you have to kind of learn to live in that discomfort because growth lives in discomfort. Feeling uncomfortable is actually very healthy from what I'm finding out. And I feel like that discomfort or those scary stuff, that usually means you're growing. You're scared to say no in a situation, but you do. That's growth. You still said no. You're scared to start a podcast, and yet you do. That's growth. Let me tell you how I know that growth lives in discomfort. And it's truly just because that is how I'm feeling right now. There are so many times I'm so uncomfortable, and I know that it means that I'm growing. I'm learning to face things instead of avoiding them, to speak up for myself respectfully. And it has changed me so much. Again, I'm going to talk about this so many times on this podcast about how much weight has been lifted from my shoulders now that I speak my truth and only my truth. I'm not going to speak on someone else. You want to know what someone's thinking? You go ahead and ask them. I'll definitely share with you what they said, but if you think that I'm here to stir the pot, no thank you, because I am about to be 25 years old. And this high school petty drama, I can't deal with it anymore. I can't deal with it. But we're getting off topic. Going back to what I was talking about. Yeah, when I'm scared about something, that is when I need to hold my chin up the highest. And standing up for myself or speaking out or facing those fears after the fact, I just have this big breath of fresh air, like, oh, geez, like I did that. And it felt good. It was scary, but now that it's over, that felt good. Try it sometime. Try it sometime. I promise you, it'll feel so amazing to stand on 10 toes and stand on business, basically. My next thing that I want to get into is how to do it scared anyway. 3 tips for you. 3 tips that I wrote down. Number 1, start smaller than you think. Number 2, focus on the step, not the whole staircase. And number 3, remember, no one is as focused on your mistakes as you are. Let me say all 3 of those things one more time. 3 quick tips on how to do it scared anyway. Number 1, start smaller than you think. Number 2, focus on the step, not the whole staircase. And number 3, remember, nobody is as focused on your mistakes as you are. So stop being so hard on yourself and take the step. You don't gotta go so big. Like going back to starting this podcast, I could have went big and bought a whole setup and a couch and a table and all these lights and all these equipment. But no, I'm taking it step by step, starting small and growing into it. And it has been such an easier process to do that. Such an easier process for me to understand things little by little, to understand me even more. And then focus number 2, focusing on the step and not the whole staircase. I'm going to worry about one episode at a time. I'd rather me figure everything out, and when everything is better and everything is going great, as it already is, then I'm going to start to market it. Right now, I don't know exactly who's watching it. And you guys know that I appreciate whoever is. But let me tell you, I don't care. At the end of the day, the people who enjoy this podcast, I am so happy that you do. And the people who can't relate to it, I'm sorry. I'm glad that you don't have as many hardships or you are in the position you are in your life. That makes me really happy that you don't need to feel a lot of these things. But I'm not so worried on this big thing. I'm taking it step by step, one step at a time. Take one step at a time. There's no need to rush. It's like learning to fly while falling in love. And then number 3, remember nobody is more focused on your mistakes as you are. And I need to remember that. And my roommates are really good at reminding me that. When I was recording episodes, they can hear me and they can see me getting frustrated with myself. And they have to remind me that, yes, it's going to be up and down, but you got to keep going. And I got to remind myself that sometimes. Not all takes are going to be perfect in one. And some episodes might take 3 or 4 times to record. And that's okay. That is all okay. Because in the end, we all need to be proud when we take that leap to do things even when we're scared. And if you haven't done so or you're not at that part of your journey yet, I encourage you to start small, very small. Do something that scares you. Maybe it'll change the way that you see things, or maybe you'll learn that, yes, that wasn't for me, and that's okay. Take it and go. Take it and move on to the next thing. Face your next fear. Do something else. Because we are no longer going to let anything stop us but ourselves. And not even ourself is going to do that. Can we make that promise? Can we make that promise, chat? We're going to just be better for us, for no one else. We're going to be better for that person that's looking straight into that mirror, because that person is so freaking beautiful, and you make this world a better place. You truly do. I can't tell you enough. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you did, as long as you love me. But in all seriousness, you are great. And if you put out that good energy, you deserve it back. You truly do. Before I wrap up today's episode, though, I want to say thank you very much for listening to this episode and supporting me through everything. I know that this is still the beginning and we have only up to go from here. So I really, really appreciate you so much. And I hope you guys can tune in next episode. And as always, mahalo nui loa. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. And ahui ho. Till next time, take care. Aloha. Woo! I loved that.